ask me what I'm coaching, right? I said, bro, I'm coaching life.
And yo, well, first off, we got to give a salute to one of my favorite boxers. I think we all have respect for him. Lomachenko announced his retirement.
37.
Yeah, 37 years old. He had a great career. He fought a lot of good fights, you know, and lost some, won some. It was a lot of controversy. It was a great career overall.
Amateur career, extensive,
Yeah.
Yo.
Very
400. Didn't he have like almost 400 fights or something crazy like
His
that?
amateur
lost
career,
one?
he was like 123 or something, and one or something, or three.
He
It was
was
something
OD.
crazy. Yeah, I think he lost like
Slapping
3 times
people
and fought
up,
like
yo.
130
Won like the
times.
Olympics twice, didn't he, or something like that?
that.
He was a
Slapping
wild
people.
man. Oh, he's a wild man. He just like
He was one of the best craftsmen of, like you said, Zay, cutting off the ring, yo. Like he had excellent. He was good at that, yo.
It's his footwork.
Yeah,
He
his
had excellent
footwork was excellent, yo. His awareness was excellent.
And then
Perfect
that was
shot. That
hand
makes
speed,
sense though with the Olympic
punches.
boxing, because it was like sometimes he wouldn't even be trying to hurt you. It's just like you wide open. I'm just gonna hit you because it's you
getting
wide
the
open. I'm gonna
points.
just
That's
hit you.
boxing.
Yeah, like that's a clean shot, a clean point.
But
So,
boy, has it been a disappointment in the boxing game so far, bro? That's a reason that we haven't been coming with y'all with these boxing breaks.
and that's what I wanted to get into.
We got a whole show called The Boxing Break.
Seeing
Boxing
but
trash.
seeing somebody that great retire, and now we see the Keyshawn Davis thing. Yo, first off, yo, you sent me the clip when he was talking to Abdullah Mason. I'm like, oh, this kid's ready. He's 100% sharp.
I
You
know
feel
he
me?
was. I knew he was throwing wolf tickets, but I was like, dang, Abdullah look a little.
Yeah, Abdullah looked a little nervous.
timid on
And
it,
I think Abdullah.
But I didn't believe
I don't know
Keyshawn the
who
whole
would win that
time.
fight.
I think Abdullah, he's young. This is his first time running into somebody that he thought was his homie. He probably flip on him real quick like that. And so he didn't know what to do. I think he was truly lost on that
No,
sense.
Abdullah Mason can really
But-
fight though. So it's like
How he called him out, he looked shook, man. He got him.
He looked
He
at
got him, boy. Like,
did.
halfway.
I think
My
so.
people-
but you gotta think.
No, you can't do that. You can't
But
do that.
the thing is, with Abdullah Mason, he is still very young.
That's what I'm saying.
And
He's young.
he
caught
fights
him.
frequently, so he
I
has
like
fights.
Abdullah
But
Mason a
like,
lot,
yeah,
so,
I think
yeah,
Abdullah Mason
even
could
though he
do
looked
it.
a little
I
sketchy
think he
right
just
there.
not. I think he just
He had
need
that
like
one
a
fight where my
confidence
man
fight
caught
where he
him a
really
couple
beat up
times.
somebody that's a
Recently.
name. You feel me? He got to really beat up somebody that's a name. You feel me? One
Yeah,
of
that's
them
the
guys.
next step. That's the next
Yeah.
step. He has to do that.
Yeah, and then he'll be straight though, because I really feel like Abdullah Mason, from what I've seen, is one of the most skilled young fighters. Period. You feel me? So it's like,
Nice, man.
yeah.
But getting back to what you were saying
Yeah,
about
yo,
Keyshawn.
Keyshawn. So all that woofing and stuff like that, he came out overweight for the fight.
4 pounds over.
It's like, bro,
He's got to relinquish the belt. He can't win it. Only the opponent can if he beats him at this point. So he loses his belt.
they not focused, yo. They not focused like how old boxers was, yo.
Well, he had some troubles. He got suspended for a little bit when he had the drug marijuana.
know nothing
I
about
think
that.
he tested positive for marijuana
I didn't
in
know
one
nothing
of his
about that.
tests. So that wasn't that long ago. That was like probably about a year and a half ago. It wasn't that long ago.
So it
he
just-
wasn't suspended long.
It
but
just
he got suspended
mean,
for it.
I think when fighters are like that, bro, instead of like holding belts and stuff, just find out if you still want to box or not, bro. Some dudes, when they get that bag these days, I don't think they love fighting like how fighters did back in the day, yo. You see how like Andre Ward talks about boxing, they
This
love
is
it.
different now.
But
man.
it takes a impressive level of discipline to really cut that stuff off
It
like
does.
that. It
Yeah.
takes an impressive like the way that Mayweather and who's my man, the Executioner, guys like that, that
Oh,
just
Bernard Hopkins.
cut off all anything but that is going to be detrimental to my boxing abilities. That's hard. I don't know
Yeah.
many people that can
Yeah.
do
The
that.
guy of all guys, one of my favorites of all time, Marvin Hagler.
Yeah.
One weight class, entire career. yo.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
that's crazy.
That's tough,
Come
bro.
on,
Like
he was
that's
fighting at
crazy.
160, but a lot of the fights he was coming in 157 and a half and stuff like that. Coming
that's
underweight,
discipline,
yo.
bro. That's
the entire
pure
career, yo.
discipline, fam.
Yeah.
Diced
And
up.
I'm never gonna knock the young boys for making mistakes here and there.
But
Even the greats did it. Yo.
but
Like,
nah, but
there's
nah.
only a few that have died.
It's a lot of-
completely cleaned up.
But my thing is, yo, that's the delusion with the young generation, because it's like, How you do all that and woof at Abdullah Mason, and Abdullah Mason made weight?
Yeah, now
Like, bro.
you got him on that point. You got
My
him on
thing
that
is
point.
this
Not
too,
much he
man.
can do after that.
Yeah.
That's why he walked
Like-
straight off after he
Like, yo,
went
that's
overweight.
kinda crazy,
He
bro.
did his little thing to try to flex like he was still cool with it, but he wasn't.
He wasn't playing no naked weight. In my opinion. I don't think he ever
possibly.
played no naked.
You keep going
think-
up. He's
you
going
think
up
so?
in weight. Yeah, I would assume he's
Oh,
going
you think
up.
that was the move? That
Yeah, I
was
just
the play?
think he-
Okay.
It's all a bunch
The
of
drama. They enjoy the drama too, the antics.
The one thing about them, they're not hungry enough because this is some of the rope I give them. Boxing is hard, man. Taxing on the mind, body, and soul.
Yeah, I can only
So
imagine.
when these dudes are getting a little bit more, like they getting paid more than early in their career than dudes back in the day were getting paid early
for sure.
in their career. Then they got social media. Then there's more
That's
avenues
it.
to getting money with a lot of different things. These dudes aren't. They just you can tell they're just not as hungry. They
Yeah.
find every reason to not fight somebody, and then when they do fight somebody, both fighters are halfway timid. So half the time,
Yeah.
the fights aren't really that good.
You
'cause
watching
nobody's
a
really
dancing
putting it out
match.
there on the line.
I'm not trying to
Yeah,
watch.
no, they
y'all
really
dance.
they really diluted boxing with all those different
They into all the drama with
Lanes.
dudes personally,
'Cause-
because just talking about it on the internet instead of getting in that ring and actually really throwing hands.
and the scary thing is with the way fighters fight once a year and there's so many other fighters coming up, you really don't know who the best no
You
more.
don't,
Like, bro,
'cause they
when
don't
I
fight each
when
other.
I
There's no
saw
way to
when
tell.
I
That's
saw
why
that
ranking systems
but when
are
I when I
trash.
saw
Yeah.
that when I saw that last Devin Haney fight
I didn't
in the
even see it,
last
but you told me about it.
Rolly, like all them, I'm like, they're not that good, yo. Like I've seen dudes better than that on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, it's tough right now, man. Boxing's in a really bad way right now.
it's
I thought
the worst
I
it's
thought
been.
my boy, the honorable,
Easily.
I thought he was going to do something, my guy, but
You know, part of the thing with him too is, so he has gotten some of the good fights, and some of the older dudes.
Nah,
have
he
fought
has some great
and
ones.
put on some really great fights. But the
For
younger
sure.
dudes, if you giving them a lot of guaranteed money, they like, yo, I'm not even. What am I going to go?
I'ma
put
get
everything
this
out there?
bag,
I'm getting money regardless,
and then I'm not gonna
that's
do
the-
nothing
Yeah, so
else.
that's the good and bad with it. The older fighters put on better fights, but the younger dudes, they not going. Unfortunately, man, it's in a bad state
Yeah,
right
because
now.
Ryan Garcia looked bad. Tiafimo looked good, but like
what about Haney, man? What a disappointment that is.
Nah,
So that
yo.
Tiafimo and Haney
throwing
is
those,
not happening.
yo.
Allegedly, they were saying it's supposed to. I don't believe nothing to do in the
Damn,
ring.
bro.
They
Like,
saying
you,
it
yeah,
just
at this
happened.
point now, we gotta wait till they get
They
in the
not doing
physical
that,
ring,
yeah.
or
They
at
was
least
saying-
and when they weighing in. I don't
I
believe
ain't gonna,
nothing.
I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie. I ain't gonna lie. The way Devin fought last fight,
You got
I don't see
T.O.
him
whooping
box.
on
I
him.
don't see him boxing much longer, yo. This was the most I've never seen, because this guy he fought wasn't that nice, bro. Like, you remember even when Devin wasn't knocking people down, he was thrashing folks, just beating them down. Like, you feel me? Like vintage Errol Spence-esque fighting, yo. Like, I'm just inside, I'm gonna just wear you down. It was like, bro,
That
you didn't
was-
touch him. It was rounds where no punches were thrown, eh?
Was it the Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence fight that has now caused these issues that we have right now?
What you mean?
So it was such a big fight, right? And I heard Terrence Crawford talking about this. He was like, "Yo, he really came in there like the best he had, but I just matched up better with him. Like he
Yeah.
kept getting up. The guy, like he was in the best shape. You could see it. I just was better than him that day. So all of the fighters are going for that O. They want that O on their record. So they don't want to fight they truly don't want to put that match together. That one that's going to be that you know, the Muhammad Ali, just looking at the picture back there, Muhammad Ali and Frazier or something like
Yeah.
that. Real true bangers in
we
there
talking about-
banging against each other.
To me, they not making as much money as they can because that's how you really. I always keep saying bring trilogies back.
Yeah, I don't want the O. I don't
Yeah.
care about the O no more,
and
fam.
fans don't care about that.
I don't care about the O.
But you know what? I don't think. I think that was like the generation right after Mayweather, and then we kind of in another generation under like
This is
Terrence and
the-
them. I think these dudes, some of them, we worried about just their followings.
Yeah,
Not
that's
like
it.
necessarily the O, but losing after you
They
talked
really be-
all of this.
they be
Because
on
it's
that
the
internet.
influence.
And all
Because
of
they
that,
can,
yeah, it's
like
the
you said, they can make money in
It's the
so
internet.
many different ways. They can
Haney-
go on podcasts and
They be
make
worried about the people. They be
regular
worried
fight
about-
money.
Honestly, and to the certain, they worried about the like on Twitter going crazy.
Twitter.
after
That's what
Yeah.
I'm getting at.
Meme
Haney. I was
Central.
just about to say that
Yeah.
the Haney comment about Buddy and his girl and
Oh,
all
yes,
that
yeah.
on the retweet.
I'm like,
Well,
get
first
brother,
off,
what are you doing?
First off,
Come on,
Haney's pops from ain't he from like the Bay or something, yo?
Yeah, Oakland.
Oakland, that's not player, yo. You know what player stuff is, yo. Like, don't do that. That's never you go out that way, yo. That's going outside.
The
Yo.
other
didn't
dude,
like
if
that.
that was true, the other dude was kind of hating.
Super
no
hate,
reason.
for sure.
And that would make sense. But it's
It
just
makes
like, this is all
sense.
when what's they tweet that back? I was like, this is all that.
Tweet
if
is
you're gonna do
nasty,
it, be
man.
get in
Yeah,
get
go
in the
fight.
ring.
Yeah.
Get in the ring.
Go
got
fight,
to,
man.
You gotta get in the ring. Don't just talk that and then y'all go on about y'all way and then just be online for 2 and 3 years.
Woofing at
I just
each
don't
other.
think. I just don't think, like you said, a lot of the guys that got shot up to that level at such a young age, they just not as hard. They don't even train as hard no more, bro. Like,
I will give Devin Haney. I always say this, whether how he's fighting now and this and that. When he was coming up.
no, Devin is.
Super early 20s, yo. He was calling people
And
out,
he fought all
and
the
he was
hard
doing, He was
fights,
doing
yeah.
the fights that he was trying.
We
when he-
need
But
needed
nobody
that.
questions that. He
Yeah.
fought everybody he was supposed to.
And we needed those big fights like right at that moment, bro.
Yeah.
They had a sweet spot where they could have
Nah, they had
really
a sweet
made
spot.
things
I ain't gonna
going
lie.
crazy.
You need a
bro.
tank to get in the
I ain't
mix.
gonna lie. This low key
That's
shows
really
me
it.
though, like we
He fought,
wasn't wrong.
He needed
yo.
to fight one of them.
He
He
fought
needed
Ryan,
to, yeah.
but
He
he-
needed to fight one
he
of
was the
them.
big dog. He
One of the
should have at
black,
least
one of
fought
the
three
black
of
fighters.
them.
I hate to say it. He
Yeah.
needed to fight one of the big
But-
3 black fighters.
but the-
I'm sorry. I
that-
gotta
he
say
gotta-
that, bro.
I think he need to have that rematch.
Yeah, I mean
That's the one thing-
Look at it. Look at the rematch that's coming up with Buddy out of DC.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, man.
No, I think
Like-
I know what I
Yo.
think. Know what I think? I think Tank beats the brakes off, dude.
I hope so.
And then I think Tank proves he's the best out of all the younger dudes.
Bro.
Cause like, yo, what Tank did, yo, what people like to do with boxing, and it's true, cause fights it like define you. And you know, you get one that's kind of shaky, but like, yo, outside of that, Tank always been great. Like if he really just get a little bit more mature, calm down,
I mean, he's-
don't wild out, and yo, he could really cook
I'm gonna
people.
keep it a bit bean. Is he like 30 now?
He like 31,
Come on,
I
man.
think.
But that's what I
30.
was going to get at. Age is becoming a thing now,
That's
and
our
then
guy. We don't want
two,
to see him.
And what
there's a reason that he didn't go all out on Buddy.
he
yeah.
was getting slapped up.
Yeah, man, he was getting hit,
he
bro.
was
Like,
getting
yo,
hit.
that guy was not a slouch, fam. That was a crazy
But
fight.
I gotta also, like you said, give credit to Lamont Roach because he looked better than all the guys that's supposed to be the top
I think
guys
he
in
won that fight.
135
I hate
140.
this. I was on the side of him winning
But
that
I'm
fight.
saying we was questioning Tank until I got to recently watch all the other guys fight. It's been lackluster performances, bro.
This is why I've been saying
It's
yo,
been wild
I was-
lackluster
for, like,
performances.
years I've been like, yo, I just want Tank to get in the ring with them because I believe
Yeah,
he beat
he
them all
really beat
up.
them up, yo.
Dusted
He really
any of
beat
them.
them all up, yo.
Them guys would've got dusted.
He really beat them all up, yo.
Any of the ones that
Easily.
was calling him out.
And like, yo,
Haney,
you
all
gotta
them
think,
guys.
Rolly just pieced up Ryan, and Tank beat both of them. You feel me?
He
With
could
one
have
shot.
Devin Haney fight. That would have made noise. It'd have been a pay-per-view. People
Yo,
would've
the
wanted to
Tank
see it.
Haney fight could
Depending
have
on where they
been
had it,
as
people
big
would've-
as the Earl
people would've
Spence
came
and
out no matter
Crawford.
where they had it, but I would prefer for them to have it. They probably would have did it in Vegas.
It would've had
Vegas,
that.
yeah, that's a Vegas
At the
venue.
time they was at,
fight.
it would have been Vegas for sure.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh man, we just keep missing certain fights. It's like, even when you fight one of these dudes, there's no rematches anymore. That started happening in that last
right, yo.
generation. Keith Thurman and
Oh my God.
and Keith Thurman with several guys had excellent fights. Danny Garcia, he had no rematch. Close, tough fight, no rematch. Sean Porter, close, tough, no rematch. They
I don't
never
like that,
rematch.
bro.
Sean Porter with Danny Garcia,
That
no
was
rematch. Sean Porter with Earl Spence,
Zay said
excellent,
it.
close fight, no rematch.
The death of the trilogies
Come on.
was
Y'all
when
wanna-
it
y'all
happened.
wanna know
That's
something?
when boxing died. The trilogies.
Y'all want to know a nasty take though? Yo, to get entertaining boxing again, because I've been doing my deep dive into different circuits. We might gotta leave the United States out of boxing for a little bit,
That's what
yo.
we talking about.
Like them, like dudes from the Ukraine and all that stuff, still be
Japan.
throwing hands, and then you could tell that's
Japan,
all
you
your
know,
dudes.
I like
Japan got
Japan over there.
mad
They be
fighters.
fighting.
yo.
Bro,
They be
Susume
really
just
fighting
fought
over there.
somebody else and
They
thrashed
be
them.
OD over there.
They be fighting.
Susume was actually on the undercard of Devin and them, and he was the only
Didn't
the only fight where he
Didn't the
knocked somebody
monster have
down.
his first fight in America?
Yeah.
He won that joint.
He
Right?
won too, yeah. Like, yo, we might gotta go overseas with
Now
the
wait.
boxing.
Yeah,
I think
And they fight everybody. Anybody that's supposed to be a top
Alright.
opponent, like they have.
So we might have to start researching
They show
international.
love when we talk about
It's
that.
that's
dope.
Yo, we gotta take the
Let's go for that.
Yo, we
I
disrespect.
like that.
We being disrespectful to the
My
it's more
bad.
than
We
just
about to take
American
this
boxing.
nationwide.
We talked about other fighters that aren't.
Worldwide, my bad.
Well, yeah, let's go
Worldwide, yo. Yeah, they because
Let's
it's
go
some
worldwide
I
with
had
it,
way
man.
more fun with it.
Yeah, yo, and you gotta think like dudes like Arthur Better Beef, like them type dudes, they not
They
coming
actually
to
had a
play.
trilogy.
You could tell all he
Exactly.
does is fight.
They had 3 fights.
Shout out
right?
Beaver too. Where
Two.
There's 2, and
That
they're
was
working,
2
they're
of
working
them.
on the third.
Where
Okay.
Beaver from? Like the Ukraine or something like that too.
He over there somewhere.
No disrespect, no
Respect
disrespect.
me in them
But yeah, yo, he could
European-
fight. He
Eastern
really
European
one of the
joints.
top fighters. He don't duck no smoke. You feel me?
You see, even Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. I know I'm mixing back and forth, but I'm just thinking about trilogies. Like they had their trilogy.
Yeah.
A lot of money was made. You know,
Those
Deontay came out
first
on the
and
short
second
end
fights,
Yeah.
of it, but
everybody was highly anticipating the first one. That
Yeah.
second fight was
even
wild.
he
the
don't.
third one was the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That both guys
Trilogy.
went down
It was the
Nah, that was
Zay
actually
said this
trilogy.
year. I think that was about
Trilogy's
a
back.
few years
Yo,
ago.
several-
Ever said that.
Might be like
Bro,
5,
it's
6
documented on Boxing Bro
Yeah, I don't know.
history.
It's too long.
The death of the trilogy
Maybe
killed
6 or
boxing,
7,
fam.
yeah,
We
we
need
talk-
the trilogy back.
And yo, something else about boxing. Yo, David Benavidez, just go overseas and start fighting the real wolves, yo. The real dogs out here, yo.
That's the one
Because the
that you
dude's
talk
going to
about
duck
everybody
you.
down.
Everybody here is going to duck you, bro. Nobody's going to fight you here. He's going to be the guy like,
Well, he been getting a few.
what's
fights.
your name that everybody used to duck back in the day, yo? Nobody.
No, let's put the onus on your boy, yo. It's mainly.
It's
one
really
guy.
your boy Alvarez.
Alvarez won't fight him, but like,
Canelo
yo,
just staying out the way.
I can't
bro.
remember who else said they didn't want to give him the fight, yo. It was
Other dudes
it was
was
another
stepping in the
dude.
ring. It been Alvarez main.
Mad people
No,
stepped in that ring.
but
fam.
the one thing I will say, and this does sound like a plea,
Cotton, please.
Canelo is in the latter part of his career.
Ah!
I understand them getting the chicken now.
Nigga looking for the sale on the plea.
Think about it.
You looking for the sale on the
Think about,
plea?
no, think about it like this.
This is crazy, Mike.
Floyd earned his right in his like late 30s. You feel me? Like you could kind of do that.
Yo, it's
I would have been
been
mad
years
if
now,
it
though,
was
yo.
It has
They
been
been
years.
calling him
It has been years. But
get in the ring with
like
Terrence Crawford.
low key, Canelo he ducks the guys
I
that
hope
will be a
Terrence
hard
Crawford
match.
put hands on it.
No, Canelo ducks the guys that would be a hard match because even David Morrell called him out like when he first started fighting. And I'm like, that would be like but that stylistically
And we was
would
kinda
be
pumped for
weird
that
for
fight.
him, yo.
And
The
then,
stylistic, yo said, nah, yo.
David Benavidez touched my boy up.
My man said, no, man.
You know I've been a Benavidez fan for a minute.
Yo,
That was my dog.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I thought
Even the rush era, yo.
I thought
I
that-
like him because he used to have the speed punches back then. OD.
like
Hit the little bump on the corner.
I still think if
With the Versace shirts, yo.
Yeah.
if Canelo fights
Big
him at
Mexican
the
vibe.
Ways
right
to
weight,
Rock Johnson.
if Canelo fights him at the right weight and he comes in there sharp, I think he could beat him. But this got to be his last fight, yo. Like
Yo,
I'm like, he might as well just leave.
Yo,
yo.
he's gonna stop Canelo. Yo.
Nah,
Canelo's
he
gonna get
definitely-
tired
who did
in
he break
round
down?
7?
Yo.
Yeah, he gonna start beating
The
on
hand
him, yo.
pieces and the speed and the size difference.
He gonna
It's
start
just too
beating
much.
on
I
him.
think Nello could get inside.
Yo, that's why
and crack him, yo.
Canelo knows.
Not no more.
Canelo knows the style.
Old
that's-
Canelo, maybe. When he was taking.
And David Benavidez is not scared at all. He got a crazy chin, Paul.
Crazy
Like,
when
he
he
be
was
getting
on that-
rocked,
We
and he
never
don't
seen
care,
him
yo.
rock.
When
Yo, he
Canelo
don't
was
even
on
be,
that
like, startled at all, bro.
that tainted steak, you know what I mean?
Yo.
He was knocking, you know what I mean? He was
taco.
knocking stuff out. You know what I mean?
Tainted tacos.
Allegedly, yo.
You know my boy Benavidez called that out
no, it ain't
multiple
alleged.
times.
He said-
oh, yeah,
He
yeah,
tested
yeah,
positive for this. He ate some bad
He
steak.
said it was the tainted
He ate the
tacos.
bad tacos.
Yo had
fam.
a- yo had a- yo had a
They
burger
hit the
from-
grill and they injected the yamina
Yo had a
in there.
Mondo
He didn't
burger.
know.
He had a Mondo burger pre-fight, yo. Nasty.
Mondo burger
No,
is
Nello,
crazy.
I did, because I rocked with you so long. I gotta stay solid, but that was an infraction. That was not cool.
No,
yo.
it's a
That's
stain on his
lame,
whole
yo.
career for me. I'm not even
That's
gonna lie to
definitely
you.
lame.
And then he gonna fight Terrence Crawford. He gonna pull Terrence Crawford.
Man, going all the way up and wait. Watch Crawford
That's what I
slap
don't
on
like
him, too.
about
Yo,
the-
I hope Crawford
Crawford
slap
slap
on him, man.
I don't got it, but I don't like the fight because just the jump and weight, like that's not fair. Like low key boxing is different than that. Like Terrence Crawford is a great fighter.
Some guys have
but
done
if he
it,
like break down Terrence Crawford easy or something crazy, I'm gonna be like, yo, I don't even. Because first off, he gonna be at a way heavier weight that he not used to being at. He may not be as quick.
I
You
wouldn't
feel
even
me?
worry about
Like,
coming in super heavy if I'm him.
yeah, I'm like, yo, I don't like
Just
that,
work
yo.
out whatever weight you
Yeah.
come in at, yo. It is what it is.
It's a win-win for Terrence, honestly.
Come in there at the
Yeah, I
weight
like,
you
bro.
want to be at.
It's a win-win.
It's
Because if he
him-
beats him, we're going to be like, holy moly.
Well, he could
This
retire.
man went up in weight and slapped around Canelo.
He low key could be
And then if he-
arguably, because people gonna say Floyd had more fights, but he gonna be the greatest of all time if he do that.
But if he loses, then it's gonna be exactly what you just said a few minutes ago, where we'd be like, "Oh, he went up in weight, man."
yeah,
So
he don't lose no points.
I
For
ain't
it.
gonna lose him
Armstrong
on
kept
that.
moving up
And the way he
Touche.
did, and the way he did Earl Spence, for Earl to be so nice.
I think
That's one of the most amazing feats I've ever seen. We've never seen a top fight
we've gave it
where they
long
lose like that,
discussion
bro.
about that. I think a lot of things happened. One, I think Earl waited too long. I said he should
that
have fought him
accident really
as soon as he
killed
came
my
up in the
man
weight.
too. That accident
That
really messed him
too.
up, bro.
But I think like when Earl was especially before the accident and before the drinking, as he would admit, started taking a toll on his body. He just waited when Terrence Crawford was first calling him out or whatever. And you remember when what's the name was just mowing folks down and strong and in his prime, and Terrence was just moving up still.
Yeah.
He should have fought him then.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I agree.
Should have fought him then. By then, you saw Terrence when he came in, bro. He looked like he was 154.
Exactly.
Well,
So-
yeah, strong, stout.
He just looked better
He
than
been
him, bro.
scouting him.
He
They
looked
said they
stronger.
kept scouting him.
Yeah, he
He was just ready.
fully
yo.
prepared for
It's,
him.
it's the fight that he
ready.
could fight southpaw and just orthodox.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he was
and
just
he has-
getting tricky, bro. Like
That's what I'm
whenever he
saying.
made an adjustment, he just saw another opening.
Earl's whole thing was just going to be to mow him down, essentially, and that could work a lot. But at that point, a fighter that has a lot more tools in his bag, he's acclimated to the weight. He's been scouting you for years.
Yeah.
And you don't have you're not multi-dimensional fighter, bro. Like you and then you had
That was
all
hard
the
to watch,
outside
yo.
stuff. He had the eye injury. He had a lot of stuff, bro. It was just.
I remember,
That's why you
yo,
don't be waiting sometimes. 'Cause sometimes
can't
you,
wait,
you
bro.
get pieced up like
Shout
that.
out Kamal, yo, because he rode over to your crib, yo, with me that night, and
It was a wild night.
yo, I swear the car
Good night.
ride home was so quiet, and we just kept saying the same thing, like, yo, I can't believe he beat him up like that.
It was a vicious.
like we was
beating, yo.
like, yo, he really just
He looked like
really
the ant
just-
from Ants.
That was
in
a
the end of that
demoralizing
joint, yo. He
loss,
just
bro.
looked
That's
bad, bro.
called like, yo,
Bro,
completely masterclass in the
Has
So
Earl
the
come
bottom
back?
line,
Has
he hasn't
Earl
fought
fought since?
Bro,
He hasn't
Earl can't.
fought since.
I wouldn't mind if Earl never fought, yo, because they both made a lot of money. It's like, yo,
That was
Earl.
my guy.
He gotta fight at
But
least
Earl-
one
but
more
Earl, but you
time,
gotta
though.
think-
I want to see him.
a farewell
But
fighter. Some
the good
tomato
thing with
can,
Earl,
yo.
Earl got a family, man. He got the house. He in a
ranch,
state
yo.
in a
Got a
state
ranch.
the ranch.
Ranch.
He in a state
He a
where it's a
Texas
low
boy.
Yeah.
cost.
So
So,
I
as long
respect
as he not blowing his bread, yo, just live your life. Yo. I don't want to see nothing like
Come
that.
on, Earl,
man.
get one more. Just fight some random dude,
No,
yo,
because
from
like
Tijuana,
even
respectfully,
but
yo.
even like with Devin, after Devin got beat up like that by Ryan, even though it was a fraudulent loss, he has not been the same, yo. Like when you get beat up, it's different, yo. Like I don't think because even imagine, yo, you really a decorated fighter and somebody just put you together like that, yo.
Yo.
Like you might be like, yo, I don't know, was I really that good? Yo, was I?
And you question it.
Yeah,
but
like-
that's the thing about boxing. That's the sport.
Yeah.
I mean, you catch one of them beatings like that, man. That's it. I
But
don't.
what happened was, you catch a whooping like that, and then you start looking at your bank account, and you like,
Is it
I'm
worth
good
it?
with my money. Why?
I won't splurge.
No, seriously.
I already got my home.
He just like, wow.
I got my kids. I got my wife.
I'm a
they got
unified
enough
champion.
They got enough money to go to
What?
therapy, like where the therapist be like, but
They
if
got
that's not
enough
what you want
money
to do anymore. You don't have to.
to take that money to invest to make more
Yes.
money.
Yeah.
As long as you do it smart
Especially-
enough, he'll
yeah.
be straight.
Yeah, you north of 30. I to a degree, I'm like, bro, he's
Go
like,
ahead,
for
chill.
what?
Go
Yo,
ahead,
like
chill.
for what?
Live your life.
I live in Texas. No state tax.
Got over 100 million.
Cost of living ain't crazy.
If I got over 100 million, I'm straight.
Yeah.
Like, come on, so
Yeah.
But I still would. I would
Shout out Earl Spence,
just
though,
as
for
being a
being
person
great. That just was a nasty
We watched
record.
him since a prospect, bro. I would like to see him because a lot of those dudes get those fights where they just come back and they fight a guy just to test themselves.
But we talk
And they not a
about
great
ring
fighter.
rust, like-
I want to see him get a win on the way out.
We talk
at the very
about
least.
ring rust though. Like, bro, that's like 3 years ago.
Just
Post
don't fight
30.
a world class fighter.
Yeah, you just gotta fight us.
And if you in a tussle with a dude
Bro,
that's not
not
world
fighting.
class,
Like, yo, think about
Man,
how
that
your
means
how your
I-
30s is. Think about how you. Or is Earl's 30 something, right?
yeah, Earl's in between like our age and Rich age. I think.
Yeah,
like a year
so
older
so
than
you
us,
gotta
yeah.
think like each year,
Oh,
like
he's
yo,
sitting in that
imagine
pocket
if you
for
was
it.
in boxing
Yeah,
shape
he's
at
sitting in that
31,
sweet
and then you
pocket.
wait until
I want to
34
retire
try
right
to-
now. I'm still working, bro. I got about 30 piece on me before I can retire. So
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
If he does have that mindset, and it seems like he's not a person that needs a lot. he probably has a lot of the designer stuff and things of the, you know, the
I've been
little
seeing-
stuff they
the
wear,
young guys, yeah.
cars maybe.
Oh, yeah, I
but
keep
it
saying
seems
young
like he really
guys.
likes his life, his ranch.
Yeah.
As long as I got
You see
my
his moms,
land
you see his moms
and my
and they
home,
always around.
I'm
late,
cool.
I mean,
Yeah,
chilling,
I'm cool.
man. Chilling, man. I'm not.
That's a good way to look at it. I never thought. I do still want to see him at
I
least
wanna
one
see him
more
at least
time.
one more time,
But
yeah.
I respect it if he doesn't.
Yeah.
I do.
Deontay Wilder's coming back this month, I think.
Listen, bro.
I get scared because, like, yo, the one thing
That's my guy.
what
That's my
blew
guy.
me,
I love him
the,
to death.
the one
That's my
thing
guy.
that ruined Deontay Wilder is the fact that they got away from what was working. Like, if he's a straight up brawler, when they tried to make him a dancing boxer, that's when he started getting slapped
He's
up.
not a
It's like, yo,
brawler.
that's not you. You can't.
I think
you
I would-
can't relearn at the fighting after that fighting one
I would
way for so
categorize
long.
it a little differently than brawler. I would probably say knockout artist.
Knockout
Man,
artist,
Yeah, 'cause he
knockout
wasn't a
artist.
brawler.
No disrespect.
He was not a
yeah.
brawler.
But what I will say,
Knockout
I think it was
artist.
it's a lot of stuff, man.
He started late. He was a
it's
he
not
was a
even
late
just that,
bloomer,
like,
right?
I think the beating took a lot, but it's something.
Yeah, that Fury-
I don't want to get into everything that is
Personal.
rumor and everything, but he admitted a lot of stuff was going on with his personal life.
Personal life is
Yeah,
going
man,
to
you
affect
know
the
what I mean? It's a
boxing
lot.
ring,
Yeah.
and there's no way for us to account for that as fans,
My personal thing,
unless we know.
I think that version of Deontay Wilder, the third fight, I think, man, he destroys mostly everybody. Tyson Fury just happened to get up a couple times.
I mean,
And he
Deontay
catch
Wilder
me.
walked through
He
everybody.
He was extremely strong. Some of that boxing stuff that he was learning was working and stuff like that. He just got a little gas, and then Tyson did with Tyson Fury.
That
was
body,
working
boy.
like a whole other weight class. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
that was like the unfair thing
Fam.
about Tyson
Unless you-
Fury.
unless
That's
you-
how
They
big
need
he
to
was.
they need to think about that. Yo. They need to think about that at the heavyweight.
because it's like a
I'm
70.
sorry,
It was,
yo.
what was it? It was
Yeah,
like
If a guy can have
that was
70
50
pounds on me,
pounds
like,
was-
what are
Yeah.
you
It was
talking
more than
about?
that.
And,
Right,
and
right.
all he was doing was leaning that weight on him.
What are you
like, because that's
talking
gonna
about?
cook you after like 4 or 5 rounds.
But I think
That's
that
super
version,
heavy.
That version was crazy. But the reason I bring that up is I also think, because you said there was other stuff happening and stuff like that. He always is in, like, he looks like in phenomenal shape, which he probably is. But I also think like he wasn't. This is my personal opinion. Putting the work in that he needed after that, because of maybe everything that was going on. Because some people be like, oh, he's real nice when he's at a small. To me, when I feel like he hasn't probably put the work in, is when he is really small. Because his natural mentality, like when he's working, they build the weight and all of that. I feel like the Tyson Fury fight, he put a lot of work into
Yeah.
it. And I feel like some of that got, like, mentally, he was like, dang, yeah, that was the best I probably came in.
And I lost.
Like,
Yeah.
I got knocked out.
Yeah.
That's the thing with
But
boxing.
like every time, because I see people say, "Oh yeah, he lost all that weight, he backed down. Yeah, he worked." I'm like, nah, that's him. That's natural. His metabolism is high. I actually don't think he is.
He looks like he has
taking
that
the
kind of
extra step.
frame. He looks like he
he's
has
not
that
taking the
smaller
extra
kind
step
of
that he
frame
needs to.
in
Him
general.
putting the extra work in is really getting strong, getting
You'll
this and
see
that.
him big.
Not saying he's cheating necessarily, like not saying he's not working hard, but you know what I mean, taking the extra step. And
Yeah,
but
I agree.
we're gonna see for this next fight. 'cause
Didn't he
took
switch
some
up
time-
on some trainers too? Didn't he
Yeah, he
do
did
some
switch.
switching?
That's what he was talking about. Mike.
That's
was
some real stuff that can mess you
had
up,
him
bro.
dodging a pole joint.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, he got it was
I
not.
mean, you trying to figure it out? Are you trying to figure it out? So, hey,
But he's
that's
still
why
he's still one of the goats.
that's why
That's
I
the
still
thing
love
about
the
boxing,
sport.
yeah.
I still love the sport personally. It's just in a
It's in a
rotten
bad
egg
state right
space
now.
right now. It's in the
It's
worst
in a bad
space.
state. But we gotta blame that on the OGs too, like, cause like that in the 90s they didn't hold out. In the early 2000s they didn't hold, like the guy that was the guy, you had to keep fighting people. That's why people wasn't able to beat a guy for that long, because it was like it was no ducking smoke. Like you gonna fight somebody that's just as nice as you, and it's gonna be draws
The
and
cream rose to the
all
top,
kind of
yo.
stuff. Yeah.
You found
As
out
it
who was
should.
that dude, because that ranking system meant a lot more.
Yeah.
Like, remember, like you go to the Ring magazine. Oh, remember how great those days was? You check out the Ring magazine.
Bro, I think a lot of
you check
people
out
about
the
that
pound
stuff.
for pound. Then you check out each individual division ranked, and they had reading. They
ain't have
paid.
people doing that,
And then when you
bro.
looked at it, of course, some dudes could flip flop if they fighting them, but for the most part, them top 10 dudes, maybe a few here and there. That was the
them.
top 10
They
guys.
was nice.
Like,
Yeah, they was
that
nice.
was the top
Yeah.
10.
Because they
Now
had to
you don't
fight
know.
their way to get there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
don't
had to-
know.
yeah, you
Yeah,
had
you
to-
don't
You
know.
had to
It's
actually bang to get there.
And internet antics play so much of a play in these fights now, because it's like somebody will just have a dope like video showing how they grew up or something. You like, yo, he probably nice, yo, slow motion video boxing in there. It's like, yo, nah. Back then they just had to fight, yo. You really had to beat up enough people to be called like the nicest show.
Facts.
So, but one last sidebar. That felt good to get some boxing talk.
Hey
off
man,
too,
that was
guys.
like 40 minutes.
Yeah, we
of
almost
boxing
40 minutes
talk.
in.
That was beautiful.
Matter of fact, I'm just gonna say, you just got episode 27 of the
Yeah,
boxing
yeah.
break.
Mistaken.
A pure
I didn't even
frustration
mean to do
episode.
that.
Yeah, pure frustration episode of the boxing break.